Hi everyone, this is Killshot from 99 Army, and this is Random Things Season 3, Episode 3. We have some unfinished business to take care of. We got, you guys know we're going to do the frontmen contest, but we've got some other topics we want to talk about. I know you guys know it's January 8th, and the question that I have, you can see the picture up on the screen. Who has the best hair, Elvis, Ryan Reynolds, or Jason Momoa? Cast your vote right now for the best hair. I know it's a lot different. I told you we're going to be extremely random tonight. Before we get into the topics, I do want to say thank you to each and every one of you for being here on the 999 Army channel. You guys know we got 999 Gaming. We got a lot of stuff happening over there. We've got 999 Dead, our live streams taking place. We talk Walking Dead almost every night, but Random Things just gives us a chance to get into some other topics, whether it's some crazy news that's out there or some comparisons, and that's what we're going to jump into tonight. If you're not yet a member of the 999 Army, subscribe. We want to get this channel up to 1,000 subs ASAP. We've been struggling to get the word out, so we're starting to do random things over here, and hopefully people will pick up on it and subscribe to all three of those channels. So we got some good votes there. Keep your voting hand ready because we are going to be doing some voting a little bit later on. But a lot of people were not Elvis fans. I mean, Elvis was legendary and king of rock and roll. Here's a few facts I want to give you. Some Elvis facts that I'm not going to say you won't find anywhere but here, because you can find them on the internet. But Elvis was a black belt in karate. I thought that was kind of interesting. No joke, no joke. He can handle his business. Elvis dyed his hair black. That probably doesn't come as a complete shock to everybody. He had brown hair. He dyed it black. He had a big fear of flying. He could play a guitar, but he got a guitar for his 11th birthday, and he was mad because he wanted a bike. And this is the most interesting Elvis fact ever to me. His TV special, Aloha from Hawaii, got more viewers than the moon landing. So that just shows you, I mean, we're in a day and age, we're talking about, The Walking Dead and how many viewers and how many millions of people. Elvis Aloha from Hawaii got more viewers than the moon landing. Blows my mind. So, just a little bit of tidbit. I am going to transition to the next random topic, and this is something, I know many of you have seen the movie, a lot of you guys were just raving over how good the movie was, and it's Aquaman. So we're going to talk a little bit about Aquaman. If you haven't watched the movie, it's not going to be a spoiler. But I do have to tell you, as someone that watched occasionally the Super Friends and Justice League, am I the only person that kind of, with the comic and with the cartoon, am I the only person that thought Aquaman was kind of a joke? I mean, be honest here. The movie was awesome. There's no doubt about it. And it exceeded my expectations. But, come on. I know many of you were not sitting back saying, oh man, I can't wait to watch, the Wonder Twins activate and, shape of a monsoon, form of a shark, and they're swimming around with Aquaman. I mean, that Aquaman was like Wisconsin cheddar. I mean, it was the ultimate in cheese. There is no doubt that they did it justice. The movie was phenomenal. So it kind of got me into the mood of going in and checking a few Aquaman facts. And you guys, please do some Q&A. Leave your comments up here. And keep in mind, all of your comments are streaming along. So you're definitely a part of everything that we're doing. No super chats on this channel. This is just random things. But if you do a Q&A and you want something to stand out, just let me know. And I will acknowledge it. So here's a few things many of you may not know about Aquaman. His name was Arthur Curry, but he founded the Justice League. He was one of 7 people that founded the Justice League. So he's no joke. I mean, he's an original member, even though they kind of made him look like a joke. Aquaman has a weakness like Superman's kryptonite, where he is required to have some type of contact with water once every hour. Did you guys know that? I mean, that was an interesting thing. That kind of blew my mind. And imagine if that was your if that was your affliction. So I got a question for you. Keep it clean, everybody. What is your affliction? Not an illness. I mean, and you can make up one. Is there something that you have to, and let's keep it clean, that you have to have every hour, every 4 hours, every 8 hours? If Superman, kryptonite is his weakness, and Aquaman, being out of the water, is his weakness, what is your weakness? Rick Grimes? June Smith says Rick Grimes. Ron's just like, I got to breathe, kills. It's Nicorette, Sugar, Lee George, Sugar Junkie, Altoids. I don't know what to say to that. Beta, yeah, okay, I get it. Jason Momoa. So Aquaman, his affliction is water, and Lisa Khaleesi's, she can't do without Jason Momoa. I get it. Wow, you guys are all over the place with this. I don't even know if I should have asked this question. All right. I'm moving on. YouTube addicted. There you go. Thank you, Scott. Finally. I was just hoping for a little bit of flattery. I was hoping to get 999 Gaming or just a cheesy kill shot, whatever. I usually get one or two. I usually get one, just a random appeasement. But, yeah, you guys are a tough crowd tonight. Here's another tidbit. Maybe you knew this, maybe you didn't. But Aquaman's wetsuit prevents him from needing water. So that's why he has this cool, shiny wetsuit. So bonus points. Who made the wetsuit for him? Let's see if you guys know the answer to this question. So Aquaman has a weakness like Superman has a weakness to kryptonite. The wetsuit makes it where he doesn't have to be in the water. And a person that you're very familiar with invented it. Who's the person that invented it? A little bit of trivia. Batman. Batman actually invented Aquaman's wetsuit. Aquaman has a wife named Mira. I thought this was a great little piece of information. Jason Momoa was supposed to be Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy, and he dropped out. I had no idea. Probably the best career movie ever made. And I hate it, Valar, and Lisa Khaleesi. But leaving Game of Thrones and turning down Guardians of the Galaxy might have been the best financial decision of his life. Because he's, I don't know if he's going to be up there with Robert Downey Jr. with Iron Man money, but he's going to be up there with money because this is a worldwide phenomenon. You knew that Aquaman could talk to fish through telepathy, but it's not just fish. He can communicate with the creatures of the sea. And he has, in the comics, been known to weaponize sharks. And my last little amazing tidbit of information. There's multiple storylines here. But we discuss The Walking Dead quite a bit. Like, a lot. And we love The Walking Dead. Is there anybody else that sees it ironic, or maybe not ironic, just crazy? Aquaman lost a hand, or loses a hand, and Rick Grimes lost a hand, but Rick Grimes didn't lose a hand in the comic, or in the TV show, but in the comic. So you got Aquaman who lost his hand, and there's a couple different storylines. Apparently, in one of the stories, it is said that it's Black Manta, and in the other one, it was a bunch of angry piranhas. So that is your That's your Aquaman moment. He lost a hand, and he used a little harpoon. Now that the movie's out there, people like myself will want to know a little bit more. So I'm going to throw this out there to the group. Maybe you're a comic fan, maybe you're not. Full disclosure here. I didn't read comics growing up. I wasn't a comic fan. Look, I bought a few. I collected a couple. But the Walking Dead comic and doing the comic book readings for you guys is really the first comic that I've invested myself in. But to those of you out there that, would like a book, a novel, or something along those lines, here's my next random question for everyone. Who is the next big comic hero to go to the big screen? Those of you that are comic buffs, let me know. I've got a list. I did a little bit of research of what some other people think. I wouldn't even know where to begin. Uncle Creepy was the kid in the comic book heyday. Collected everything. Okay, no. Captain Marvel's already done. You can't pick Captain Marvel. We're going to talk a little bit. Valar, Silver Surfer. I know of Silver Surfer. Here's why. Because there used to be these... they're like comic trading cards, and I don't know who made it. Might have been Topps or somebody, but I've collected things at various times. But they had stats, and apparently, they had like comic book stats: who wins versus who, who ties, who draws, and they were power. And apparently, Silver Surfer was always listed as one of the most powerful because of his alien status. So, Galactus. Some people are saying. Here's a list. I'm not familiar with all these, but the next big comic stars could be, one is, I hope I'm saying it right. I don't know if it's Kazar or Khazar. Evidently, Khazar is someone like Tarzan. It's got a companion. It's got a lion. So I don't know how good that would be in the big screen because, first of all, I've never heard of it until today. So they probably would not get my $12. Hard Nixie says Dilbert. Okay. Deadshot. I mean, we've seen some Deadshot, Logan, like on the Green Arrow. All right, here's another one. And you guys help me if you know who this is. Nova. Are you guys familiar with Nova? And some of these you're probably going to say, yeah, Kills. Nova was in this such and such movie. Because I haven't really broke down all the Avengers and, the people you see on the side and some of those. I will tell you another little bit of, Fluff's like, it's a car. She was fronting about my Nova, and she wanted a ride. Something like that? Yeah, that Nova. I know. Okay, I know who you're talking about. No, Nova is not. And I don't even know what song that was. That was just singing. If I'll have to think about it for like 10 minutes. If you guys know which song that lyric was that I just blurted out, I know the lyric. I just don't know where it came from. I'm going to look for that. That's like extra trivia. All right, how about Adam Warlock? Anybody familiar with Adam Warlock? The last three are going to be names that you probably recognize. And they were the most popular ones. All right, once again, Adam Warlock, people are like, huh? Who? All right, Spider-Woman. Would you pay to go see Spider-Woman? One thing I will tell you is when we do superhero or comic book random things, you can see the geeks and the nerds come out in full force. I mean, I'm whispering this. Well, because, I'm semi-geekish, but yeah, Uncle Creepy, Drama King, they're like hardcore geeks. You can see it. So they said Spider-Woman needs a movie, and looks like 90% of you is saying no. I don't know which version. All right, and Moon Knight. You guys, Moon Knight? Look, the random topic was next big comic, and when I started looking this up, these are experts in the comic field that think that these would be good movies. I'm starting to disagree, though. Some people are like, who? All right. And the last one, you guys all recognize this, and somebody mentioned just a little bit ago. She-Hulk. Any She-Hulk fans out there? Anybody that's going to pay $7 for a bag of popcorn and $8 for a soda, $12 for a ticket? Anybody going to pay $35 to go see She-Hulk? I mean, I don't know that the Hulk movies were even that good, to be honest. I mean, so to see She-Hulk, even if she's slightly better than the Hulk, I don't know that, like, even if another Hulk movie came out, and I get Hulk is kind of a, in a movie as a supporting role. There were other ones out there they said needed movies, like Hawkeye. Look, there ain't no way. There is zero chance that I'm going to go see a Hawkeye movie. Once again, Hawkeye is to me, of equal stature in fan popularity to the Hulk. Now, hold on, don't rip me apart yet. The Hulk is stronger. The Hulk can do more things. But from the movies where you're talking about the Avengers, Hawkeye, Hulk, whatever. I don't have any strong love for one over the other one. Another mention out there was Black Widow. Now, I'm not going to lie. I like me some Black Widow. I don't know that I like a Black Widow movie. Nick Fury. I don't know that I want to see a Nick Fury movie. I mean, I think they all work well together. It's just my take. If you guys disagree, it's all good. Okay, as many people mentioned, I'm going to transition over. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to move away from comics just for a little bit and get into a different topic, which does have a little bit to do with The Walking Dead, because, we're talking about all these superpowers, and, we like Game of Thrones, and we like the mystique, and I think for a while we liked our Harry Potters, but then you've got, certain element with stuff like Hunger Games, and, where we draw the line between fantasy and reality. And The Walking Dead, they're not going to throw dragons out there. I mean, we know that. And we know we're watching a show that there's so much unbelievable, but we make ourselves believe that there are zombies, and zombies are scary, and there are people, and there are bad people, because we know there are bad people out there. So, the direction of The Walking Dead, I want to throw a few ideas out there, because they could go with Commonwealth, and they could go war and battles, and we saw a little bit of that with Fear the Walking Dead, right? When you got this powerful army and they were sort of quarantining people off, and they wouldn't let you do this and they wouldn't let you do that. So I'm just kind of curious, how do you feel about military and military being in charge and killing some walkers and how do you feel the direction of that for The Walking Dead? Does it become a War and Peace type of movie, type of television show? Does it become a love and relationship and there's more building and more growing? Or do they focus on what they're focusing on now, which is a little bit more horror and a little bit more undead, which is their staple? Can they get by continuing to do what they've done, or do they need to start to change the story a little bit more? KCF doesn't like the military stuff. Depends on who's in charge. Segment's not the whole focus. I'm fine with that. Focus on the horror. I think the horror works again because, and I think that's the point, is you can't make it all horror because eventually you're going to run out of ideas and it's just not going to be scary anymore. It was dark when it started out, and then they transitioned it to some relationships and then a little bit of that structure, and that you got the evil villain, and then back to the horror. So just a few names I want to throw out there. The wolves, we've had cannibals with Terminus. We've got, the evil control freak and Negan. And now we got the Whispers. So even if it takes you a couple minutes to do this, I'm okay with it. And keep the Commonwealth out of that, because that's kind of getting into that military thing. So what is the next big threat to The Walking Dead? What's the next big story? A different, more evil villain and alpha in a season or two? Do you see that being a possibility? I mean, you've already had the person that has a community, then the person, that pretends to be taking care of you and beat you down with a bat. Now you got people skinning people and using their body's mask. I don't know you can be much darker than that. You got some people saying the government. And is it possible at this point that this infection is not only airborne, but it is a virus that can kind of mutate? And do you ever think that we'll start to see animals? Do you think that, this virus could, at some point, that could be a little bit of the story? Is not only do you have to look for people, but now you got to watch out for, would that be a season? Would that be even something that would be moderately entertaining? Or maybe a follow-up question to this is I think the more scary part would be a CGI tiger and a CGI deer. So perhaps they can't do it with the animals because, first of all, they can't train the animals to do it. They're not going to pop these, green contact lenses in the animal's eyes and have them go out there and act. And the CGI would just be terrible. So, we might have just kind of answered that question. And Steph, I think, that's kind of what I'm looking for is, and I know you say this kind of in jest, but, Bigfoot would be coming out of the woodwork. But other than the supernatural, which direction can The Walking Dead go? I know this was a topic of conversation the other night. We were talking about how many more seasons and how entertaining the story could be. When you get to a point where you're just telling backstories, then that's the beauty of the time skips, is they skip the time and now they're going to keep us entertained by filling in the blanks. That's what we do as fans until they come up with the next big idea. Yeah, right. Game of Thrones has zombie animals, and they do a really good job with the special effects. Rick returned as a psycho. Well, you can't talk to a psycho like a normal human being. There you go. Bonus points for that if you guys know the song and you know the artist. It's random. If you don't know about Random Things, you should be here. If you're watching the playback, you should be here live. See, June, I just kind of made your whole little thing in a Somebody's going to Google it. I already know somebody's going to Google the lyrics, and then they're going to type who it is. A zombie animal emoji. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, Rick's going to come back, and he truly will be old man Rick. RJ's going to be like 20. You guys should know that I'm throwing some lyric stuff out there to get you prepared for some of our showdown in a little bit. All right. We're going to table that, but I just want you to think about it, because that's going to be a question I'm going to ask in the future. If you were a writer of The Walking Dead, what storyline would you write that would entertain people? And I'm usually somewhat creative with storylines. I mean, I like to think that I am, or feel like I am from time to time. But I don't know. I can't think of anything original. Pigs were fed walkers. So, Drama King, you bring up a good point, and then I'll move to the next topic. Do you think that that was a big plot hole? That they were going to do something with that and they never revisited it? Or do you think that it was meant to show us that you can eat tainted meat and it doesn't do anything to you? They did. Well, do I even want to ask this amazingly gross, inappropriate question? I'm not going to ask it yet. I'm gonna ask your permission to ask a question, and I don't even know why my brain went there, because it kind of creeped me out when I thought about it. Because Drama King sort of brought it up, and then I thought this and something else. Yeah, here we go. Now people are like, yeah, go ahead and ask it. Could you eat a walker? I mean, I'm sorry. I got to ask the question. I mean, if a pig can eat a walker, and then people can eat the pig... Exactly. I'm sorry, Uncle Creepy. I mean, see, I see the response. Has no one ever asked that question before? It is a good question. So it's like, it tastes like chicken. So they have a never-ending supply of food. If you think about it. I'm not asking if you would. I'm not asking if I'm just wondering if it's possible to eat a walker and not be affected by it. Am I the only person in the history of Walking Dead and Walking Dead forums and Spoiling Dead's fan page and all the YouTube channels out there to ask the question, is it possible to eat a walker? See, that's why I felt bad about asking the question. I'm sorry to have that distinction. Now it will be forever remembered as the person that asked the question that many viewers were afraid to ask. Okay. All right. Sorry, I told you my mind usually doesn't go in that direction, and sadly, it's kind of Drama King's fault because he brought up the whole pig thing. All right. I got a couple more topics. I got like 7 topics tonight, so this is like extended version. Back to the comics. So, a couple of months ago, we did a live stream, and I did ask for your expertise. It was after the Avengers, and I'd heard about Captain Marvel, and many of you were just unbelievably on point. And I'm like, come on, who's Captain Marvel? And there, kills? Why, she's the most powerful superhero of all time. And I'm like, get out of here. Come on. That's not possible. I don't even really know who she is because I didn't read comics. But then they're going through like, well, she can do this, she can do that, she can do this. And I'm like, okay, you know, I'll wait till I see a preview or see the movie. And of course I'm going to see the movie. Because she might be the person that's going to save all the dead Avengers at some point, because they're doing this time skip thing, like The Walking Dead. They like, you know, they do the Avengers and all these people. Sorry, if you haven't watched the latest Avengers, I'm not spoiling it for you because you've had a year or 6 months or 8 months or whatever. You had long enough to watch it. So a lot of them die or disappear. So she might be the person that's powerful enough to save them. So when I started hearing some of those rumors, many of you sort of said, yeah, kills. Charles Thompson, I am embarrassed to say my favorite superhero was the Green Lantern, but Ryan Reynolds just destroyed that for me. And Venom is kind of my... Prior to the movie, I was a big Venom fan. I don't know that you can call Venom a hero, a villain, somewhere in the middle, kind of straddles that line. But here's why I was a big fan of, and now that you ask, it's random, and you got me off topic, but I'll answer your question. And if you remember this episode, feel free to walk back down memory lane. The reason Green Lantern was my favorite superhero was because I never liked Justice League Superman. I thought he was a little cocky. And I just didn't like Superman. So one of these cartoon episodes, Superman and Green Lantern were battling it out. And Green Lantern took a piece of kryptonite. It was holding a piece of kryptonite. And he made a green bubble with his ring. And Superman was trapped inside. And he was like killing Superman. I'm like, this is really cool. That's the way you beat Superman. He's not invincible after all. Because, you know, people always thought Superman's the strongest. And I just never liked him. So Batman and a few others had to go and save Superman from Green Lantern. Otherwise, Green Lantern would be known as the person that took out Superman. So I don't know if you remember that episode. But if not, check it out. But that's why I like Green Lantern. I'm like, he's a really powerful dude, and that ring can take care of business. So, thank you for that question, and now you got... I did like Venom. I liked Venom before the movie, and I liked Venom in the movie. So Venom did not do anything to take away. Look, I know there's people that didn't like it, and they didn't really buy into it. I loved it. And I think Tom Hardy does a good job, too. So here's a few things for you to know about Captain Marvel. Many of you fans already know this if you're a hardcore follower of her. Carol Danvers, was a former Air Force pilot. So pretty normal. Her and Tom Cruise, both. So at one point, Rogue took her powers. Rogue took her powers, and actually Rogue maintained some of her powers. She had a little freaky-deaky romance with War Machine. So you guys remember War Machine from the Avengers. So that was her romance. Here are some of her superpowers. And this is why she is widely regarded as the strongest superhero of all time. Super strength, energy absorption. I can't even say it. That's how powerful it is. Energy projection. I have to say it very dramatic. She can fly, and she's psychic. All of those things. That makes that's hard to deal with. If she could just like do things like the Wonder Twins, she would be completely invincible. If she could turn into something like a like a typhoon or something. That's like the only thing she can't do, but she's pretty invincible. Here is, I know we talked about lawsuits earlier this week. Did you know that DC Comics also had a character named Captain Marvel? And for the real geeks out there, who did Captain Marvel become after they were sued by Marvel? DC had Captain Marvel, and the person had to change their name. And let's see for bonus points who that person became. Wow. Some of you guys are quick. Sports programmability. Shazam. So, yeah, after the lawsuit. But from what I've read, like Captain Marvel, the real one, with Marvel Comics, compared to Shazam, is not even a comparison. I think they went. Not only did the lawsuit change their name, I think the character is much weaker. I don't think Shazam is that awesome, personally. And on the human element, very controversial storyline. Captain Marvel had an alcohol problem after the death of her boyfriend. So there you go. All right, back to a little bit of Walking Dead, and then we're going to get into some music stuff. So I don't know how well this is going to go, but this is a segment that we like to call Rhyme Time. All right, there you go. Set no additional for the sound effects. And we'll try it. So of all the characters on The Walking Dead, there's one particular character that is not known for their extensive dialogue. I'll put it that way. Anybody want to chime in? And if you're in tune with me, if you know which character I'm talking about, it's a good character, but is a character of very few words. In fact, if they're making $800,000 or $900,000 an episode, I would be curious to see how much Daryl gets paid per word. What do you think? You think there's some episodes that Daryl might get $100,000 a word? That'd be mind-blowing, right? I'm gonna kill that son of a bitch. That's 8 words. One is like a hyphenated word, so I don't know if it counts. But if that's all he said, that'd be like $100,000 a word. Yeah. All right, so to pay tribute to the to Grunt Scout, to pay tribute to the great Daryl Dixon, we're going to do Rhyme Time Daryl Dixon mode. So I'm going to actually pull some quotes. You may not know that he actually had enough words to have quotes. He does. Daryl said some stuff and some things. And your job is to rhyme with it. I don't care if you use a Daryl. It's got to be a Walking Dead reference. It can be about Daryl. It could be about Rick. It could be about anyone there. The thing I'm going to ask you, as always, keep it mostly clean. All right? Remember, your comments are showing up. Other people are going to read it. You know, be adults, but just don't be super lewd. Fair enough? Deal. All right. So this is going to be kind of a teaser to get you going. It's Daryl Dixon time. It's rhyme time with Daryl Dixon. All right. So this is a partial Daryl Dixon quote. It's 2 lines, and you have to come up with the rhyme to it. I'm not going to always do it in my Daryl Dixon voice. So Daryl says, "You know my mom, she liked her wine. All right, I need you to rhyme with that. You know my mom, she liked her wine. Let's see. Those of you that are new to rhyme time, you'll learn. You pick it up really, really quickly. If you want it to be whispers, you want it to be death, if you want it, whatever. Just, use your creativity. But I like my moonshine. Okay, Julia, I'm with you. You know my mom, she liked her wine. She used to drink it all the time. That actually is probably the next line, Michael. That might be. But the punishment will fit the crime. I like that. I'll kill them walkers anytime. Deborah Johnson. That's why we drink moonshine. Oh, but she also liked her tequila and Drama King is kissing up to Steph the Cuervo Queen. Anytime he mentions tequila, lime, here we go. Smoked a cigarette every time. My bro Merle liked to do a line. All right. I love, I absolutely love doing these streams and reading his oldest comments that are just a little bit later than the rest of ours. All right. That was not the easiest one to rhyme with. It's kind of like a double sentence here. All right, here you go. Come on, people. What the hell? All right, so that's easy. This is a Daryl line. Come on, people. What the hell? It's profound. It's to the point. It is very direct. It's one of Daryl's best lines ever. Can you rhyme with that? That is the next one, Lee George. Come on, people. What the hell? I don't really smell. That's debatable. Keep Negan in jail. Okay, I like that. Come on, people. What the hell? I need a shower. Really smell. You guys probably beat Drama King to the punch there. Oh, I like that, Gamma. Come on, people. What the hell? Me and Rick fell. You need like a pregnant pause after that, right? I mean, come on. Where's the creativity? Come on, people. What the hell? That rebar really made Rick yell. Now, too soon, right? Too soon? That's mine. That's my creative moment. Yeah, I probably shouldn't bring up rebar and Rick. It's a pretty delicate topic. All right, a couple more here. These are, if you're tuning in late, these are Daryl Dixon rhyme time. If you shoot me again, you better pray I'm dead. All right, easy one. Bring out the creativity. If you shoot me again, you better pray I'm dead. I thought that would be a faster one. I'm taking all your Sudafed. Mike, that might be as random as I've seen. Or I'm coming back to eat your head. Because if I'm not, a bolt goes through your head. Fair enough. Chris says, this show won't give me a woman, so I'll never wed. Very, very well stated. Just like Gonzalez when I shot him in the head. Good reference. Or your ass will call a gravesite bed. Okay, very good. My brother's a meth head. Yes. If not, you'll be on your deathbed, says Kel. Andrea tried to fill me with lead. All right, and then here's the last of the rhyme time. I don't remember this particular quote. I know many of you will, because I should. I mean, the guy's only said like 100 words since he's been on the whole show. But for some reason, these words escape me. But they were comical enough, I thought we'd put it in a rhyme time. So here we go. Get ready for your rhyme. This is the last. And honestly, I don't know if he had any other quotes than these. Peanut butter and jelly, diet soda, and pig's feet. Peanut butter and jelly, diet soda, and pig's feet. What great treats to eat? Peanut butter jelly, diet soda, and pig's feet. That's a true white trash feast. Okay. Peanut butter and jelly, diet soda, and pig's feet are what whispers want to eat. Oh, this is good. I like this, Ron. Peanut butter and jelly, diet soda, and pig's feet taste better than having to listen to Easy Street. There you go. That would be my winner. I'd pick Ron. So we are going to get into, we're about 45 minutes in. So we got time for one more topic, and if you guys know, we have been winding down. We haven't done random things in a few weeks, maybe 3 weeks, but we were getting our best frontmen of all time, and we were down to the final 11. So we're going to eliminate this, and then next week we are going to have our finals. So we got some good matchups. There is one powerhouse out there. You know what? Before we get started, I do, and I'm sorry if some of you guys don't. I know we got some hardcore Alabama fans, but I do want to give a shout out to the Paul, to Tiger Nation, to Trevor Lawrence and company, to my hometown Clemson Tigers, home state. How about that? Close enough. Not my hometown. When you grow up or you're around something that's like within 30, 40 miles, people like to say it's my hometown. But yes, it was close enough. Congratulations, Clemson. Great job on the national championship last night. Yeah, shout out. So let's get back to the music. Like Shannon said, love said, let the music play. He won't get away. All right, that is not in the frontmen competition. The frontmen, there's a powerhouse out there, not just because of the movie. I mean, look, he's a legend, and I'm not going to forget the fact that he's a legend. And it's Freddie Mercury. So we're going to start out and just get it out on the table right now. Freddie Mercury versus Prince. Who are you going to pick? Best frontman, best lead vocal, all of those things. Give me a choice. You going with Freddie or are you going with Prince? Oh, we got some early Prince votes. And then it all goes. Look, I'm hoping somebody will rise to the occasion. Whoa, hold on now. Hold on. Prince. And then a whole lot of Freddie Mercury's in there. I mean, I like the fact that the Prince fans are coming out. But, yeah. It got close for a second, but we're going to call it. And, of course, advancing again is the late, great Freddie Mercury. Moving on to the next round. You probably could not be a wider range or more diverse than these two. We got Eddie Vedder versus Paul McCartney. Eddie Vedder, Pearl Jam, Paul McCartney, Beatles, Wings, you name it. Eddie or Paul? Let's see who you guys got right here, right now. And you're right. Another one bites the dust. Paul, Eddie, Paul. We're even. Paul, Eddie. A whole lot of Eddies coming in. Sir Paul. It's Eddie Vedder maybe up 3. Paul takes him down to 1. Eddie up 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Frontmen, Drama King. I got Eddie Vedder. Moving on. Eddie Vedder is taking down the legend in Sir Paul McCartney. So we got Freddie Mercury and Eddie Vedder. And look, I'm not going to argue. When you're talking about frontmen and you're talking about, the Mick Jaggers of the world and the Eddie Vedder, they're just legendary. All right. This one is this is going to be 3. Mick Jagger, Stevie Nicks, and Tom Petty. Rolling Stones, Fleetwood Mac, and Tom Petty and Heartbreakers. Best frontman out of those 3. Got Mick Jagger, Stevie Nicks, Mick, Petty, Jagger. Got moves like Jagger, Stevie Nicks, Stevie, Mick, Tom Petty. Whew, man, this is a close one. Petty faded a little bit. I've got Stevie Nicks. Well, these are super, super close. All right, I got to scroll up a little bit, everybody. There were a lot of early Mick Jagger that jumped out there. But I don't know if there were enough early. Because we got some Mick and we got some Nicks. So I am going to I'm going to say Stevie Nicks took out Mick Jagger and Tom Petty. Good job. Barely. It was barely. All right, everybody. Let's get ready. Let's see what Isola. Peanut butter, jelly, diet soda, and pig's feet. That makes me weep. You know what? One thing about being on a little bit of a delay is, you kind of get the chat to yourself to a certain degree. But thank you. I appreciate the interaction. I appreciate you being here. No, come on, Kel. Don't ruin my fun. All right. We've got 2 more matchups. We've got Ozzy Osbourne versus Steve Tyler. Ozzy versus Steve Tyler. Some people are going to pick Ozzy because they just like to type Z's. It's like, it's a cool name. Steve Tyler, Steve. Close. I got a slight edge to Steven Tyler. Lee George's like, Beck. Yeah, Lee George. And I bet you think my time is like a piece of wax falling on a termite that's choking on a splinter, don't you? All right, I'm going with Steve Tyler. We've got Steve and Stevie. That'd be a matchup for next week, wouldn't it? And it's like, recount. There's no hanging chads here. Steven Tyler knocks out Ozzy Osbourne. All right, and we got one more. And this is going to take us to the finals. I got to tell you guys, this is a very important matchup for me. These are two of my absolute favorite, and it's hard to pit them against each other because one's going to win and one's going to lose. Kurt Cobain versus Jim Morrison. And I see these as very, very much alike. When I look at Kurt Cobain, I see a little bit of Jim Morrison. I see that influence. Kurt Cobain and Jim Morrison. It's, wow. This is... We got Morrison early. Jim, Morrison, Cobain, Kurt. Jim. Oh, man, Jim. Kurt. Where are the Kurt Cobain fans? Oh, man. Oh, here we go. Morrison's still up by about 3, 4, 2. Wow, Jim's holding tough, man. I would cast my vote for Kurt Cobain, but unfortunately I'm not in this, and you guys have spoken for frontman. I'm not going to disagree from a songwriting and lyrical perspective. I would go with Kurt Cobain a million times over. It's Jim Morrison. Jim Morrison knocked out Kurt. So here is what we're going to do. We've got Freddie Mercury, Eddie Vedder, Stevie Nicks, Steve Tyler, Jim Morrison. That looks like 5 to me. So, Kel is going to post on the Facebook fan page. You guys get one vote to bring one person back. One. Only one. Whoever gets the most votes. It can be somebody that's already voted out. We're going to change it up. It could be somebody that never got considered. But I'm not going to put 2, 3, 4 in there. One person. If you think, you know what? Like Anna said, we need a recount on Ozzy. Hey, if you think it's Ozzy that should be back in there that you think will challenge Freddie Mercury, then that's fine. I'll take one person from the fan page, and next week we will have 6, and we will eliminate from 6 all the way down to 1. So that's the deal. You got one more shot to vote them back in. All right, everybody, we have hit 58 minutes, and that means it is time for us to say goodbye. Appreciate you guys being here on Random Things. Completely random, a lot of cool topics tonight. Thank you so much for your interaction. You guys are absolutely amazing. Good to be back doing this. Thank you so much to the Patreons that are a big part of this channel. Thank you to the sponsors, the moderators, Emmy, Steph, Tommy, and Kels. Also, our super chatters. You can't super chat on this channel yet. It'll be a while before YouTube turns it on. Eventually, you will be able to. But it's all good because we get everybody involved and engaged. And tomorrow night, we will be back on the 999 Dead channel. We'll be live streaming there. So our super chatters will be in full effect. And so you guys will highlight your comments, get your comments included, and it will be a Walking Dead topic. Thank you so much for everything that you guys do. Really quickly, because we're at the end of this video, and I want Isola to see all the 999s while the next comment is typing up. If you guys can all give me a quick 999, let me do some super shout-outs. If you're watching the playback, if you're here, and for whatever reason, I don't know, you just don't like to hit buttons and you're not subscribed to this channel, subscribe and get this thing up over 1,000 as quick as possible. We're getting close to 700. all we got to do is just get some of the gaming people. They don't know we're over here yet. I see people every day like, oh, I found you guys again. So I need you guys to get the word out. We know we've got 830, 840 Facebook fans. So not even all the Facebook fans have gotten the word that we're over here doing Random Things tonight. So just let's keep spreading the word, get it up to 1,000, and then some other things will happen here. Chris Riddle, thanks so much for being here. Robin Vance, The Walking Dead Nerd, Gamma, Kathy Parker. Who else we got? Star Guitar Goddess. Drama King, thank you so much. Heart of Nixie, thank you. Appreciate that, everybody. Crystal, the Singer Chick Gore. Anna Demo, thank you. Kimberly M. Lisa Khaleesi. Hopefully you guys can hear it in the voice. I'm getting there. So thank you so much. Mitch Puddin, Deborah Johnson, Bumblebee Brown, B Squared, Tammy Hill, Dark Stark, what's up? What's up? Uncle Creepy, thank you so much. Well, Lonnie, have a good night as well. Thank you. Michelle M., you have a good night. Thank you so much for everything you do, Michelle M. Gina Crockett, all the Patreons. Thank you. You guys are absolutely amazing. You guys can see a huge list of people up in the top left-hand corner and upper right-hand corner. Unbelievable. And to the 999 Army, you guys that are here participating, being engaged, hanging out, commenting on the fan page, being involved, you guys are phenomenal as well. So thank you so much. Lee George, Michael Curie, Wilson, everybody. Casey F., Sheila Mack, Diana C., thank you. And Colleen, they are doing great. And in fact, I'm going to wrap up this stream, and I'm going to go hang out with the 3 little adopted kitties. That would be Gabe, Grayson, and Gabby. You guys will see some pictures. We'll post some stuff of them really soon. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate everything that you guys do, all your love, all your support. I will be here tomorrow night at 9:30. Not here, but over on the 999 Dad channel. See you all then. Peace.